Hello everyone. Like again an Aussie dominance. Again someone or the other batter or bowler or all-rounder stands up and wins the game. Like it was Annabelle Sutherland and Ashley Gardner. The two batters, Ashley Gardner smashed a century and Annabelle Sutherland scored 98 runs. It was quite surprising that she didn't go for the century, but if in the end Australia won. So in the panel we have got Ayan Chatterjee and in the below there is Ayush Shekhar and Anup sir. So, Ayan, first of all, like, tell me, what soil is Australian cricket made of? Like, how did they won the game? Like, it was 70 odd runs for 4 wickets. Everyone thought that England might pull it off, but again, all odds, Annabelle Sutherland and Ashley Gardner, they chased down another 170 odd runs and won it with more than 9 overs left in the match.
So basically, if you look at it, Australia were always England were the ones who started on the front foot, or Australia kept coming back, and once they came back, they never allowed England to breathe in the match. I mean, you look at this from the start. First innings, I mean, England had got up to a flyer, 55 in the first 8 overs before Annabelle Sutherland came with the ball and got rid of Amy Jones. And then, although Tammy Buman played well for his for her 78, but she had to really grind it out because Australian bowlers bowled well, especially the spinners. Lana King 1 for 20. But the main performers were Annabelle Sutherland with 3 wickets, and Ashley Gardner also picked up 2 wickets. And of course, Sophie Molyneux also picked up 2 wickets, whereas England stopped and started and got themselves to 244 for 9, and they got themselves in a pickle at one stage. They were 168 for 6 at one stage. And then there was a late order flush that they got them to 244 for 9. And then when you come to the chase, Australia didn't start off well. I mean, they lost a wicket in the first over. Phoebe Litchfield fell. Georgia Wall fell. Then Beth Mooney fell. Beth Mooney fell fourth. Before that, Elise Perry also fell. So they were 68 for 4 in the 16th over, 15.5 overs. And they were in a spot of bother. I won't say real trouble because they've got batting depth. Spot of bother. But what happened next was just magical. As Ashley Gardner and Annabelle Sutherland, after doing the job with the bat, with the ball rather, that dazzled with the bat. I mean, Annabelle Sutherland played the anchor role and Gardner played the aggressive role. And Sutherland scored 98 not out, couldn't get the 100 because Gardner was too fast. She was like going for the target too much, and she finished the game off very quickly, 40.3 overs. And from a position where Australia were in a spot of bother, they wanted a cruise to the victory. This is Australia. They don't need Elisa Healy. We said it in the preview show. Elisa Healy might be missing, but Australia will still start a favourite because they know how to tackle. What happened to England? Nat Sciver-Brunt scored only 7. Heather Knight scored only 20. The two senior players failed. Yes, Tammy Buman got 78. What happened? 244 was never going to be enough in indoor. But the average first innings score is 279. You're getting to 244 for 9. Not going to be enough against Australia, even if you have them at 68 for 4. So Australia deserved the victory. They're now top of the table with 11 points. England have slipped to third. They have got 8 points. And of course, there is South Africa, 9 points actually. And South Africa have got 10 points. They're in second place. So that's how the table looks. Let's see how the table finishes. These two teams are already through to the semi-finals. But it's basically now, I mean, let's see if England has the last game against New Zealand, Australia have got South Africa. So that's my point of view. I mean, Australia just showed why they are at 7-time champions. And it's only Australia that can defeat Australia. I mean, there's nobody that can stop them right now, it seems.
Yeah, it's quite a surprise, like how they won the game. Like I saw the stats, like in the 21st to 30 overs, they scored around 70 odd runs. Like even when 4 wickets they were down, they counter-attacked everything. Lindsay Smith was introduced, Charlie Dean, Sophie Cliston, spinners were operating in tandem, but that didn't bother. Ashley Gardner was like, I will use the feet, I will make sure that I don't let the ball spin that much. But you said like rightly that they don't need Alyssa Healy because captaincy was done by everyone in tandem, like they were having
Hmm.
conversations constantly with everyone. And also in 50 overs, we have got ample time, like the coaching staff also gives you the password messages and everything with two strategic drinks breaks are always there. But I'm telling only one thing, you did the very good work, 4 wickets you took, but you relaxed. England, you made that mistake. You thought, okay, we can relax a bit. No, you can't relax against Australia. Ashley Carter, she single-handedly smashed a century, like number batting at number 6, number 7 batting position. She's like, come on, I will smash England, and she smashed England as well. Annabelle Sutherland with the bat and ball and everything. She won the Player of the Match award as well. So, Anup sir, like who can defeat Australia? Like, no doubt, Australia only can defeat Australia. It's very simple. But do you think South Africa can defeat Australia? Because that's the only last game for Australia before the knockout game, semi-finals. I think that South Africa can surprise Australia because they have the similar characteristics like Australian team. So, what's your take on that? Do you think Australia will get defeated because it's the last game now? They have qualified officially.
Thank you. So before I start with the last game and the prediction whether South Africa then defeat Australia, let's come to today's match. Today, as Ayan mentioned, England lost the match with the bat itself because 244 was never going to be a tough task for a team like Australia. Yes, they started well, 55 runs for the loss of none, zero wickets in 8 overs. Tammy Beaumont for a change. She got into Drew like Amy Jones got into Drew versus India. Today, Tammy Beaumont got into Drew. Nat Sciver-Brunt, Hither Knight got a start, 20 odd runs, and then she faltered. And suddenly, at one point, they were like 166 for 6. Now the problem with England lies the right from the start, their middle order is very brittle, like the likes of Sophia Dunkley, Emma Lamb, and Alice Tapsey. Yeah, today she made 35, but before this match, these all three middle order is out of form. And that's the big upset for England. I don't know how on earth they made around 218. And because versus India also, they lost the last few wickets in the last overs. Actually, India restricted England below 300. And that's the reason India was chasing 288, which unfortunately India only choked. I don't want to go there, but the problem is in there in the middle order. That England's middle order is getting exposed because they are heavily dependent on the experience of Heather Knight and Nat Stewart-Brunt. Today, actually, Tammy Beaumont made 78, but Australia has an Annabelle Sutherland, a capable all-rounder, to 3 wickets. Ashley Gardner, now look at Ashley Gardner. She is the season campaigner, I will say. She has loads of experience in one day cricket, and remember, today she scored a century. No surprises in that. Versus New Zealand, too, in the first match, Australia were trailing like 122 for 5. There, Ashley Gardner scored a century and took the score up above 300. So, Ashley Gardner knows how to bat in such run situations, and today's century is only the third in her career. So much illustrious career she has. And today only she has scored the third century and second century in this World Cup. Means this World Cup is proven fruitful to her as well. And Annabelle Sutherland, she took a fifer versus India today. She took a threefer and showed her prowess with the bat. And actually, the partnership of 44 runs, which between Beth Mooney and Annabelle Sutherland, after losing 3 wickets for 20 odd runs in the power play, that set the momentum for Australia. And that's because सर एक बात होती है ऑस्ट्रेलिया की कि अगर उनके विकेट्स लेना है ना तुरंत लेना चाहिए पार्टनरशिप एक भी ब्लॉसम करने नहीं देनी चाहिए बिकॉज एट द मोमेंट यू मेक ऑस्ट्रेलिया बिलीव दैट द पार्टनरशिप इज ब्लॉसमिंग दे विल अटैक ऑन द ऑपोजिशन एंड टुडे एग्जैक्टली दैट हैपेंड कि एनेबल सदरलैंड तो जल्दी आउट करना चाहिए था बट इंग्लैंड फेल्ड इन दैट चांस and they waited like you said they waited for another chance which Australia was never going to give them and she would have completed a century but you see the form of Ashley Gardner she completed century in 70 odd ball 16 boundaries she hit and she Annabelle got stranded on 98 not out with 12 boundaries and 1 6. So that's the difference. Australia just had it's like they just thrive on the prey. They really go hard for the victory. If some team catches them in a trap, it's necessary and essential for Australia to them to take all the Australian wickets मतलब जल्दी से विकेट्स लेना चाहिए क्योंकि पाकिस्तान ने वो किया था 78 फॉर 7 किया पर उसके बाद उनके हत्ते चढ़ गए बेतमुनी और नीचे आते 10वें नंबर पे आलन तीन ऑस्ट्रेलिया ऐसी टीम है कि अगर थोड़ा सा चांस दे दो तो वो पूरा खा जाती है saying so used to both about ask me about South Africa. Yes, South Africa has in a great momentum, I say. पहले मैच में 16 ऑल आउट होने के बाद जो कंप्लीट रेवोल्यूशन टीम में आया, टीम कल्चर में आया, 5 wins on a trot. But I think they will also have face a difficult time facing Australia, because though their mindset is similar, their skill set is similar, still on experience wise Australia is much stronger team than South Africa. So South Africa really has to play out of their skins to win against Australia. And yes, जैसे मैंने आज था कि टुडे आई वाज सपोर्टिंग इंग्लैंड, बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि एक बैड वुमेन जो होता है वो सेमीफाइनल से पहले आ जाए तो अच्छा है, तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया आज हारी तो अच्छा है। तो वैसे ही साउथ अफ्रीका तो हम सपोर्ट करनी थी, वो हारा देता थी सेमीफाइनल से पहले ऑस्ट्रेलिया, तो एक हार तो चटनी चाहिए, बिकॉज यू नेवर नो सेमीफाइनल ऑन द गिवन डे, अगर कोई टीम एक्स्ट्रॉर्डिनरी परफॉर्म कर दी तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया माइट बी आउट ऑफ द सेमी रेस, एंड सेमीज इज लाइक द नॉकआउट स्टेज ओनली, दे माइट गेट नॉट आउट फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड कप ऑल्सो। मतलब अभी तो हम थे रे सब वो 8वीं बार जीतने के लिए तैयार है, बट यू डोंट नो ऑन अ गिवन डे इन अ सेमीफाइनल इफ अ टीम rises above and scores someone, like it happened in 2017 World Cup where where Harmanpreet scores 171, just bruised aside Australia of that time. सो
Yes, yes, yes.
सेमीफाइनल पे ऐसे हो सकता है, तो एक अच्छे सेमीफाइनल से पहले अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो एक झटका मिल जाए हारता, तो फिर
Yes, but
इट्स गुड फॉर द
yeah.
टूर्नामेंट एज वेल,
No, but
एंड
I think
इट विल बी गुड फॉर इंडिया ऑल्सो, क्योंकि साउथ अफ्रीका अगर ऊपर जाते बैठ गए और इंडिया फोर्थ आ गई, तो इट वुड बी लाइक इंडिया साउथ अफ्रीका सेमीफाइनल एज वेल, आई इफ इंडिया विंस द नेक्स्ट 2 मैचेस, दैट्स ऑल्सो देयर, और इफ न्यूजीलैंड दोज दैट इट वुड बी न्यूजीलैंड साउथ अफ्रीका सेमीफाइनल, बट उसके लिए पहले साउथ अफ्रीका तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो हारना पड़ेगा,
yes,
दैट्स इट।
yes, still a long way to go. India also needs to defeat against New Zealand and other things also go. But I think that such sort of small defeats for Australia are making them very stronger. Like look in the first game, India, Australia versus New Zealand, 120 for 5 it was, and today it was 68 for 4, as you said, Ayan. So and against Pakistan it was 70 for 7 wickets. So these small defeats are not breaking them. If they're breaking them, then they wouldn't have risen up. So I don't think a bad day will come that much quickly, even if they are playing against South Africa, because it's not the experience, I would say, it's the mindset for Australia. It's like, okay, if the top order fails, then Ashley will take card, then it will be Sutherland, then it will be Georgia, wherever it will be there. They are not dependent on each other. They're dependent on themselves. They believe that they can win the game. And yes, Ashley Gardner, she also has batted up the order when the team requires, like as a finisher or another kind of player. So she also knows how to bat in the what to call early 20 overs, 25 30 overs. Even she's a number 6, number 7 batter. Aussies train their players like anything. It's a like perfectionism, we can say. This women's team is like anything. It's gold dust. Only they can get defeated, but I don't think that is going to happen because they have a lot of variety. Alisa Perry still hasn't performed now. She might peak
Yeah.
that at the semi-final or the final one. She's a very senior player. After Alisa Healy, she's a more senior player. Actually, she's the perfect candidate to lead the side as well, but she has refused captaincy. That's why Talia Meghal is doing. So आयुष शेखर, आपको क्या लगता है? मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया का ही दिन था, कल का रात भी थी, अभी शाम भी उनकी थी। आपको लगता है मतलब कोई ऑस्ट्रेलिया को टक्कर दे सकता है इस वर्ल्ड कप में साउथ अफ्रीका के अलावा?
लास्ट ईयर आपको याद होगा T20 वर्ल्ड कप के टाइम पे साउथ अफ्रीका, यही साउथ अफ्रीका की टीम थी जिसने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को सेमीफाइनल हराया था। तो हाँ, साउथ अफ्रीका टक्कर दे तो सकता है, लेकिन साउथ अफ्रीका की वही सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम यह है कि जहां इनको बड़ा स्कोर मिला चोक करना स्टार्ट कर दिया, लाइक मैन लाइक वुमेन्स। और आज के मैच की बात करें, आज का मैच खेला जाता है इंदौर में, उसी जगह जहां पर इंडिया इंग्लैंड का मैच हुआ। एक हाई स्कोरिंग ग्राउंड है ये, 250 प्लस बना था पिछले मैच में, आज 250 के बिलो बना। कम से कम इंग्लैंड को आज तगड़ा खेलना चाहिए था पिछले मैच से। और सबसे हैरानी वाली बात यह है कि एलएस कैप्सी को बड़ा लेट इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया। अगर ये लोग
हम्म।
चाहते तो जैसे ही 4 विकेट गिरा वैसे ही इनको पहले इंट्रोड्यूस कर देना चाहिए था, लेकिन पता नहीं उस समय शार्लेट एडवर्ड्स और एनएसबी के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था। अरे ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम है, अगर इनको अगर आप स्लोवर वन डालते रहोगे ना तो ये कहीं से भी बाउंड्री ढूंढ के बड़ी हिट लगा सकते हैं। इंडिया ने वो गलती की थी ना, ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो वैसी गलती करेगा नहीं क्योंकि एक्सपीरियंस टीम है। और ऑस्ट्रेलिया जैसी टीम आईसीसी इवेंट में अगर चोक एक बार चोक करेगी, बार बार चोक नहीं करेगी, उनका यही माइंडसेट रहता है। और तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया चाहे तो हारना तो नहीं, हार तो नहीं सकती, लेकिन हाँ वही 2017 वाला रिपीट हर दिन नहीं होगा, बहुत एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी होगा तभी ये हारेगी, वरना टीम को हरा पाना बड़ा मुश्किल है, ये ट्रॉफी उन्हीं का है।
Yes, like we can say that the Aussies are made of their own soil. Like nothing separates them, but their training, their preparation is A1. As it's like robust one. Like we have seen in the Amazon Prime that the test documentary as well, the editions which are they are launching every year by year, and it shows like gives a glimpse. Like they're not showing you the entire clips and videos and everything, not by any means. They're just showing you the glimpse of how they operate, how they the thought process, the mindset, right? If you build up a mindset, no, it becomes half of the work is done. That's with Australia. Winning 7 World Cups, the men's team has won 6 World Cups. They are on a roll. They know how to win the what you call the heat moments. Like today was a heat moment at 68 for 4. Another 2 wickets, another one more wicket. It was like, oh, panic button being pressed by Australia. They would have done that. But Ashley Gardner and Anwar, they said we will occupy the crease. Required run rate is not at all an issue. We can make it up for that. And we saw they won with more than 9 overs left in the game. That really shows the attitude. Like they have, see, everyone has a skill, everyone has a game. But when to deliver, when to throw that knockout punch, it is always that is also important. That you have to learn from Australia only. So thank you everyone. Thank you Ayan and thank you Ayush and thank you Anup sir. So very quickly we are doing India versus New Zealand game, a very important game today for the women in blue. So thank you. You're stay tuned with us. Yeah.